Gonorrhea is one of the major STIs a lot of men and women are battling from. And that's why in this video, I'm not just going to be telling you what causes gonorrhea, but I'll also be telling you the signs and symptoms of gonorrhea, and I'll also be telling you the treatment option for gonorrhea. So if you are seeing this first for the first time, please do well to hit on the subscribe button so you can get more amazing videos like this when next I make an update. Now, gonorrhea is a bacterial infection that is caused by the Neisseria gonorrhoeae, and this bacteria can be transmitted into the body through two ways. And one of the major ways that this particular bacteria gets into the body is through unprotected sex. So if you have an unprotected sex with somebody that is infected, you can get this bacterial infection into your body. The second way in which this bacteria gets into the body is via childbirth. So as a pregnant woman, if you don't treat this infection while you are still pregnant, you can transmit this infection to your baby while delivering your baby. And that's why it's always advisable you treat yourself from STIs while you are still pregnant. Now, this particular infection takes about 2 to 30 days to show signs and symptoms in the body. I mean, when you meet a person that is infected, when you meet somebody that is infected with this particular bacteria, and you have an unprotected sex with this person, you might have these signs and symptoms within 2 to 30 days. Now, one of the major signs and symptoms you might experience when you have an encounter with this particular bacteria in your body is painful urination. As a man or as a woman, you might be experiencing so much pain when you want to urinate. The second major sign and symptom is discharge from your vagina or discharge from your penis. So you might experience a kind of cloudy, thick, or bloody discharge from your vagina or from your penis. This is mostly caused by gonorrhea. Now, you might also experience painful sex. So as a woman, when your man is going in and coming out, you might be experiencing so much pain as he's going in and coming out. This is also caused by gonorrhea. You might also experience fever in some cases. When the bacteria have gone around the body, it might be causing so much fever because there's a fight between antibodies and the bacteria. Now, there are so much complications attached to this particular infection. When you don't treat yourself at early stage, this infection can cause other problems to your body. And one of the major problems that this infection will cause to your body is infertility. So as a man or as a woman, you will be battling to get a woman pregnant, or as a woman, you'll be battling to get pregnant. This is mostly caused by gonorrhea. Now, one of the major things that this particular infection will also cause to you is pains on the epididymis. As a man, you may experience inflammation of the epididymis. You'll be experiencing pains at your scrotum. The scrotum will get swollen, and because your scrotum is swollen, you will not be able to produce quality sperm as a man. You might be producing, you might have a low sperm count because your epididymis is infected. Now, epididymis is an organ that is responsible for storing sperm. So once this particular organ is infected, that means your sperm will also be infected because it will not keep sperms that are healthy. And that's why you might be having low sperm count, because even when you produce quality sperm or produce much sperm, these sperms might die when they get to the epididymis because this bacteria is present there. And that's why you must always treat gonorrhea at early stage. As a woman, you might have an inflammation of the uterus. So your uterus will get inflamed, and because your uterus is inflamed, you might not be able to keep pregnancy. When you get pregnant, you might experience miscarriage. This is mostly caused by gonorrhea. You might also experience inflammation of the ovaries, and because your ovaries are inflamed, you might not produce quality egg as a woman, and that's why you must always treat gonorrhea at early stage. As a woman, you might experience so much pain in your lower abdomen, or as a man, you might also experience so much pain in your lower abdomen because the bladder might be inflamed, and that's why you always experience so much pain even while you want to urinate. And the organs of your pelvic floor might be inflamed as a woman, and you might also experience so much pain either during your menses, or maybe when you are not in your menses, you may be experiencing so much pain in your lower abdomen. This is mostly caused by gonorrhea. Now, there are different ways you can prevent gonorrhea, and one of the major ways you will prevent gonorrhea, one of the effective ways you can prevent gonorrhea is by avoiding unprotected sex, because the major way in which people get this infection is via unprotected sex. So for you to prevent this infection, you must avoid unprotected sex. You must also avoid multiple sex partners. It's not advisable for you to be jumping from this partner to this other one, because this infection can get into your body through having multiple sex partners. The other way you can prevent this infection is by making sure you treat infections while you are pregnant. As a woman, when you are pregnant, you must treat this infection so you cannot transmit it to your baby while delivering your baby, because you can also transmit it to your baby, and that's why you must always treat yourself from STIs while you are pregnant. Now, the other way you will prevent the complications that will come from this particular infection is by making sure you go for regular STI testing. Always check yourself for sexually transmitted disease at least twice a year, so they can monitor and know if you're having any of the infections in your body at early stage, so they can treat it to prevent all the complications that might accompany this particular infection. Now, there are treatment options for this particular infection. And because this infection is caused by a bacteria, it is mostly advisable you use antibacterial medications to kill all the bacteria that cause this particular infection. And this infection is curable. It's not like other infections like HIV and others that cannot be cured. No, this infection can be cured completely from the body. So it's always advisable you treat yourself at early stage The only problem that might happen as a result of this infection is when you don't treat it at early stage, but it's always advisable you treat it at early stage so you cannot undergo complications. Now, one of the major ways you treat this infection is by antibacterial medication, and you might need to add up 2 antibacterial medications together to treat this infection effectively, because most times you will need a double strength antibacterial medication to be able to eradicate this particular infection completely from your body. So after watching this video, if you enjoy it, please do well to hit on the subscribe button so you can get more amazing videos like this. Subsequently, I'm going to be making a comprehensive video on the medications you can use to eradicate gonorrhea completely from the body. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time.